So the Game Awards just released the categories for Game of the Year 2025, and I'm just going to be honest here, it's absolutely trash. So the nominees for Game of the Year are Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, which is Mudasar's Game of the Generation, by the way, just in case you had forgotten.
Actually, one of the best games that I've actually played this year. In fact, it might be one of the best games I've played this generation of gaming.
So I can't help that you're stupid.
So hopefully this game can win so Mudasar doesn't take a shit on the streets in retaliation. The next is Donkey Kong's Bonanza, the inferior 3D collectathon compared to its Giga Chad DK64 counterpart, which in my opinion is overhated and still holds up great to this very day.
You know, everything Latina Parfait he says is based and correct.
Next is Hades 2, a game that has been out for well over a year, but I guess it just fully launched. The fact that normies bought up and ate up this slop really should just show you the current state of gaming. Hades 2 has got to have some of the most ugly and globo homo, just unappealing art I have ever seen. Not to mention they race swapped many of the gods into literal queens, put a god in a literal wheelchair. And, it's just legitimately one of the most disgusting and woke games I have seen in quite some time. Yet retards will claim, but dude, indie games are so great and they don't push politics in their games like, those stupid greedy AAA developers do. Well, I call bullshit with that one, okay? Then we have Hollow Knight Silksong, which is a, pretty decent game, and it's probably the best game on the list. Maybe you could argue Expedition 33 is better. Regardless, though, if any game is realistically going to win, it's either going to be Silksong or Expedition 33. Then finally, for whatever reason, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, the game where every female is a girl boss.
Go! Die! Look! Die! Die! That's for Roman! You bastard!
There's meat in that, and there's more than you gave me coin for.
Guys, let's quickly address the walk. I don't want to give it more than like a minute or so because there's nothing. It's just bollocks.
They turn the main characters into flaming and raging homosexuals. Not that there's, anything wrong with that, of course, not that there's anything wrong with that. Always gotta add that on to anything you call gay so that people, don't get offended and don't call you a homophobe. There's nothing wrong with being, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Nothing wrong at all. Not to mention they are also underage with the literal sex scene in the game. And they also put a Muslim Kang into the game to lecture to you about how the mud huts of Africa are somehow better than the much more advanced and civilized land of Bohemia.
All I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country, and that has not made much of an impression on me. Educate yourself a little.
Oh my fucking god, I hate the left, I hate liberalism.
Where he says unironically that he treats body type 2s better.
It is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey, and we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
Despite that being a bold-faced fucking lie, if you know anything about Islam and the religion of peace, now they treat their women. But yeah, I really hope this dog shit game doesn't win. I also find it quite funny and hilarious how Monster Hunter Wilds didn't even make it to the Game of the Year category. It got completely cucked by Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 since both games are obviously dog shit, but at least Monster Hunter Wilds has some aspects of fun, while Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is just a complete snooze fest. But yeah, it's funny since Monster Hunter Wilds, launched with over 1 million concurrent players on Steam, and all these shill-ass right-wing YouTubers made countless videos on it praising the dog shit game, saying how great it is, now it's woke-free despite having a literal DEI Baljeet put into the game for no other reason than for DEI purposes, because, modern-day Capcom are complete hacks and have to insert DEI into all of their new games, and even insert it into their older games that they, remaster like Dead Rising. But, Monster Hunter Wilds is a based game, it's not woke because, there's one character in the game who's semi-attractive. Oh my god, so that completely disregards and completely removes any other woke aspect to the game. Wow, what amazing logic.
Real talk, you're a fucking idiot.
So yeah, I guess fuck Capcom, that's what you get. How about instead of, trying to appease the woke dipshits in the West, you just focus on trying to make a good game, like how you used to. A good game with actual content as well, where the entire game isn't just walk and talk bullshit till you get to the monster. A game where you don't water down all all the mechanics and what made your game great in the first place. Again, fuck you, Capcom. But yeah, 2025 has been a really mediocre year in gaming, despite what the normie retards are saying on Reddit. Like, imagine being this much of a pathetic, useless, and soulless bug man. Like, can we please just remove Reddit off of the internet? It's been nothing but a negative to both the internet and society as a whole. But anyways, I'd probably say the best game out of these is probably Silksong, despite me thinking there's way better Metroidvanias out there. I can't sit here and lie and say that the game isn't very well polished, has smooth and really good animations, nice artwork, etc. I guess I'll just go over all the categories and give my thoughts and opinions on each. Next up is the best game direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. We again have Expedition 33, Game of the Generation, Death Stranding 2.
In fact, it might be one of the best games I've played this generation of gaming.
Gades 2, Ghost of Woktae, and Split Fiction. I'm sure Split Fiction will win this category despite it being the most subpar and just boring dogshit game I've ever played. But in all seriousness, where's the innovation in this category? With Expedition 33, it's just a poor man's Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door. For Death Stranding, it's just a shitty walking simulator. Ghost of Woktae is just a Ubi shit game. Gades 2 is just the millionth roguelite in its genre, and Split Fiction is the same fucking game as the previous games the studio has already made. Where's the innovation? Because clearly I don't see any innovation here. Best narrative, we have again Expedition 33, again Game of the motherfucking Generation, Death Walking 2.
So anyways, Death Stranding 2 is a game that I would 100,000% recommend to anybody. It's
He just a retard, yeah.
Again, Ghost of Woktae, again, Kingdom Shit Deliverance 2, and lastly, Silent Hill F. Yeah, the feminist propaganda game where it shits all over the Silent Hill IP and its fans, with extremely gay bullshit like a werewolf art which activates your devil trigger. You literally also murder your parents, and the game also teaches marriage is bad. What a great narrative. Like, if you unironically like this game, I'm sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry your parents didn't love you. I'm sorry you have no meaning in your life, but you're a fully functioning retard, and I hope you make it home safely on your short bus after school, so make sure to tighten that safety helmet, little bro. Best art direction is pretty much the same exact games. I'd say the game with the best art again is probably Silksong. Next is best score and music, with what a surprise, all the exact same games as every previous category. Like, could they have picked more than these, 5 fucking same games for every single category? Again, in this category, it's probably Silksong, but to be honest, none of these games' soundtracks really stand out too much. Next category is best audio design, and hey, it's the same games as the past 5 categories, except this time we got Battlefield 6. It's probably Battlefield 6. Moving on to the next category is best performance, awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and/or performance capture. We got 3 people from Expedition 33, and I'll just be honest, I don't know a single one of them. We have Troy Baker in here for the shitty Indiana Jones and the Great Circle DLC, which, let's just be real, nobody played the base game, yet alone this dogshit DLC, aside from Xbox cocksuckers like Vertanga. I'm sure he's just thrown in though because he is Troy Baker and he voices characters in nearly every single modern game. We got Kanatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and then finally we have Erika Ishii, the body type 2, who could easily pass as a man and who is also a pretty big leftist lunatic who is a part of Antifa, a literal terrorist group, a literal terrorist organization. She's also a lesbian, so you gotta cross that, you gotta check off that box too.
Oh my fucking god, I hate the left. I hate liberalism.
And she also supports and virtue signals for true rights and all that other bullshit. I never really got to talk about this wonderful and amazing and beautiful and stunning and just a stunning fucking individual, okay?
You're ugly, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
Since I didn't really ever cover Ghost of Woktae and its controversy, nor did I play the game since I don't have a PlayStation 5, nor did I even want to play that dogshit game to begin with. If you're wondering why gaming isn't the same as it used to be and why it just doesn't hit the same like back in the good old days, and why every female in modern gaming looks like a disgusting foul hag, then you can thank people like this and these wonderful people on Reddit. They're just making Erika Ishii look even more based on the Gaming Circle Jerk subreddit with the LGBT ABC123 PDF banner. Also, can these amazing leftists ever create anything original instead of hijacking words like based? Being an Antifa member who supports body type 3s married to another body type 2 who also wears PDF file fucking flags isn't exactly based, okay? Let's just be real. Let's just keep it $1.99. Like, being based would be like saying something that is controversial or would offend you type of people. Being based isn't having a normie or leftist opinion or take, you fucking retards. But yeah, fuck Sony and fuck this stupid body type 2, real talk. Next up is innovation and accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology.
We're not cavemen! We have technology!
And content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience, which this is exactly what we don't need in gaming. Fuck the wider audience, fuck the modern audience. Gaming was better when it was more of a niche and it didn't try to appease to the, wider audience. Gatekeeping is good, and we need to bring it back to gatekeep all these dumbass tourist fucks out of gaming, okay? Let's just be honest.
Very based. Extremely based, I'd say.
Also, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I'm so fucking tired of all these accessibility settings in modern games. Most modern games have a whole list of these like accessibility settings which do absolutely nothing but to make the game easier or to add stupid bullshit like arachnophobia mode where they disable the spiders, they disable the spooky, scary, spoopy spooters, dude. Like, imagine being such a pathetic loser. You get scared and afraid of a fake spider on your TV or monitor. But yeah, this is just one of those woke categories, and when you look at that, maybe 3 out of the 5 are woke games. We got We Was Kang Shadows with Yasuke, the gay black samurai, and she, because we again have to mark every single box. We have to check every single box. Who literally can't even parkour in an Assassin's Creed game. Like, you cannot make this shit up. The game also featured many other woke things in it, such as female sumo wrestlers, and of course, the main female protagonist is extremely ugly, lacking any body type 2 qualities or features. We have South of Wakanda, one of the more woker games of this year that they tried so desperately and so hard to push, yet it couldn't even break 1,500 players on Steam, despite the game being given like, I don't know, a 30-minute section and interview on the Black Voices of Gaming segment. And then we also got Doom, the Deborah Wilson ages. Next, another completely woke and DEI category, games for impact, for a thought-provoking game with pro-social meaning or message, which there's absolutely nothing thought-provoking about any of these games shown here. As a matter of fact, okay? As a matter of fact, it's more like thought-damaging, if anything, okay? Although maybe it is thought-provoking when you really do think about it, since if you played any of these woke dogshit games like South of Wakanda or Lost Records, Bloom and Lesbian, you'd really sit there and you'd really ponder and think and wonder to yourself how these games are even being funded, or who is even buying these games, like who's pulling the strings, who's making these fucking games. Then you are reminded that the companies like Sweet Baby Inc., Baby Ghost, BlackRock, and Microsoft all want to fuel the message instead of delivering actual good games, even if it comes at the cost of losing out on money. Because unlike what most people want you to believe, these big ass companies like Microsoft or BlackRock don't give a shit about money because they have next to an infinite supply of it. So instead of making, more money, they don't give a shit about making more money because they have all the fucking money, okay? You fucking idiots. They are more focused on pushing the message, okay? They are more focused on pushing their agenda. Then we have Best Ongoing, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player's experience over time. We got FF14, Fort Gay, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky, which all these games are pretty much just slop games, but at least Marvel Rivals is bringing back hot, attractive babes. So naturally, I think Marvel Rivals is the only logical choice here if we're gonna be honest. Next up is Best Community Support, recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates / patches. And it's pretty much the exact same games from the previous category, except we're swapping out Marvel Rivals and its hot babes with Baldur's Gate 3 and its degenerate bear sex. Like, do we even need to separate categories for this shit? I mean, why do we even need 50 categories to begin with? It's like they just keep adding more and more dumbass categories, which most of them are barely any different than the other ones. Then on top of that, they just use the same exact games as well. Like, look at this. We got Best Independent Game and Best Debut Indie Game. Just make it one fucking category. They're basically the same fucking thing anyways, which I don't even know most of these games, and honestly, I don't think I want to know some of them. But yeah, there's also Dispatch here, which I have no idea how this game blew up on Steam, but this game is extremely woke and just has, again, another very non-straight art style if I were to, you know, put it very nicely, okay? But yeah, remember, indie developers are so much better than those AAA developers. I don't buy those AAA games like Call of Duty or Borderlands 4. I instead only buy the highest quality of slop indie games such as Dispatch, Blueprints, and Gades 2. Take that, you AAA woke developers, you pieces of shit. Then we have the best mobile game for the 5 people out there who care about the best mobile game. We got Destiny Rising, Persona 5, Sonic Rumble, Uma Masumi or something, and Wuthering Waves, all games I've never played and probably never plan on playing. Another category a grand total of 5 people care about is the best VR AR, which is Alien, Arcane Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, which just looks like a Redditor's wet dream, especially since most Reddit-tards love Deadpool.
The turd burger of late-stage capitalism.
Don't worry, he's a fascist.
Oh my fucking god, I hate the left. I hate liberalism.
And we also have the Midnight Walk. Next up is Best Action Game. For the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat, Battlefield 6, Doom the Deborah Wilson Ages, Gades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance. And despite me having many problems with Ninja Gaiden 4 and it just being worse in almost every aspect compared to Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, it is clearly and obviously the best game here, which is pretty sad because Ninja Gaiden 4 is like a 7 out of 10 at best. Then we have Best Action Adventure for the best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. We again have game of the motherfucking generation, dude, Death Stranding 2.
One of the best games I've played this generation of gaming.
What are you talking about, you retard?
Ghost of Woke, Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction. I just realized something. The Indiana Jones game is about the actual base game and not the DLC, which is what I was thinking before since Indiana Jones released last year, but since it released at the very end of the year, it didn't make it into the, you know, last year's Game Awards. But yeah, then we also have Split Fiction. The best game here is obviously Silk Song once again, and I think it's pretty obvious Silk Song is going to win Game of the Year, which I'm honestly not even really that against. Next up is the best RPG for the best game design with rich player customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Like, what the fuck does that even mean, including massively multiplayer experiences? Is that only put here because Monster Hunter Wilds is here? Because that's the only game on here that is even multiplayer. But yeah, we have Avowed, the game where 80% of the NPCs are queens and shit. Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2, the game where 90% of the NPCs are either body type 2s or girl bosses.
Commander, we've been hit by one of those space anomalies.
Buddy?
And the piloting system is down.
Buddy?
The astrogator's gears are shot!
Get a hold of yourself.
All for it. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not, right?
Which in all honesty, I don't really get why the fuck we even got a sequel to, you know, Outer Worlds when nobody played the first game, nor was anybody even asking for a sequel to it, so it beats me why we got a sequel to that mediocre game. But yeah, the best game in this category is obviously Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, and it's really not even a competition. Avowed is like, what, a 6 out of 10 at best. Kingdom Come Deliverance is just pure and peak dog shit. Monster Hunter Wilds is the worst Monster Hunter to date, and it's not even a debate. Not to mention Monster Hunter is barely an RPG, well, at least in the traditional sense of leveling up or even making choices. And The Outer Worlds 2 is probably also a 5 to 6 out of 10 game, whereas Expedition 33 is probably closer to like an 8 out of 10. Next up, best fighting for all the Tyrones, Jamals, and low tier gods out there who love their fighting games. We got 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5. So 2 collections of just old ass games, and I guess 3 new fighting games. Yeah, the fighting game genre couldn't be any more dead. Next up is Best Family for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. We got Donkey Kongs, Lego Party, Lego Voyagers, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing, and Split Fiction. I heard that Mario Kart World was, you know, quite dog shit, and I've heard almost nothing positive about it. However, just because I don't really care for any of these games here, I'll say that I hope Mario Kart World wins just despite all these gay ass Nintendo hate grifter ass channels like Fratanga, which modern day Nintendo does suck, obviously. I'm not trying to deny that, but I'm just getting sick of seeing this Nintendo hate bandwagon where no matter what Nintendo does, you know, Nintendo bad, they could literally cure cancer tomorrow, and people like Fratanga would be like, well dude, you should have cured cancer sooner. I don't know. Point being though, I hope Mario Kart World wins just to spite all these motherfuckers so they can cope and shit about it. Next up is Best Sim Strategy. We got FF Tactics, a literal remaster, so I don't even know why the fuck it's here. Jurassic World Evolution 3, Sid Meier's Civ 7, Tempest Rising, The Alters, and 2 Point Museum. Pretty much all dog shit except Final Fantasy Tactics. Next is Best Sports / Racing, EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Again, I hope Mario Kart World wins both of these categories so people will cope and shit about it. Next is Best Multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre or platform. We got Arc Raiders, a decent game, although it does have some of the most ugly and woke characters that I've ever seen, not to mention one of the most gayest player bases I've ever seen, where if you try to kill anybody in the game, they will literally cry about it and call you a piece of shit despite the game literally being a PvEVP game. Like, genuinely one of the gayest player bases I think I've ever seen in any game. Not to mention the game also has body types and shit, because why the fuck not? Then we have Battlefield 6, Elden Ring Night Rain, which I don't get how this dog shit game is even on this list since there's absolutely nothing good, not one single good thing about it. If you want to play a good game with night in it instead of Night Rain, just play some Nightshade, the gameplay that's probably on the screen right now. Also, if you want to actually watch and be a part of the based Latina Kingdom, where the word based actually means what it is supposed to mean, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, join the Latina Kingdom, hype the video, and like the video. Either that or get the fuck out.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. Real talk.
Next is Best Adaptation, recognizing outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We got a Minecraft movie, which is just peak slop, Devil May Cry Netflix adaptation, which Capcom, why the fuck would you give your IP to this hack ass? But my bad, okay, my bad. I mean, beautiful and amazing Indian who most certainly doesn't shit on the streets. Just why, Capcom? Why? Please tell me. But yeah, the anime was extremely woke from what I heard, and they butchered characters like Lady, but I guess somehow it's an outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts the video game. Yeah, give me a fucking break. Capcom, go fuck yourself. Splinter Cell Deathwatch, The Last of Us Season 2 with Bella Ramsey, who is just somebody that is legit hard to look at for, you know, extended periods of time. And when I say extended periods of time, what I really mean to say is, you know, more than 2 seconds. We also got Until Dawn. Next up is Most Anticipated Game, recognizing an announced game that has demonstrably illustrated potential to push the gaming medium forward. We got 007 First Light, a game to nobody's surprise that is extremely woke, Grand Theft Auto 6, which is the most anticipated, you know, game, especially by normies, yet I can't wait for when this dog shit to release and all the normies are disappointed because it didn't live up to their insane levels of expectations and hype. Also, again, the game is going to be extremely woke, which will feature gay pride parades, because nothing screams GTA like putting on a clown wig, you know, dressing up like a clown, getting a septum piercing, and running around butt naked in front of little kids like a pride parade. I wouldn't even be surprised if the cucks at Rockstar disable you from harming any of the NPCs in these pride parades. We also have Marvel's Wolverine, another woke-ass game where they somehow managed to turn Mystique into a man and just made her hideous to look at. But is it really all that surprising since it's made by Insomniac, the people who added a literal quest into their game where you need to help out some gay underage kid ask out his gay underage boyfriend to the dance? And why is it always underage kids that they make gay? Like why is that? I wonder, could it possibly be anything to do with cheese pizza? I wonder, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, maybe. And you're also forced to play as not only 50-year-old Mary Jane, but also a deaf black woman, on top of making you play as the dogshit character that is Miles Morales, which, let's just be honest, is just DI Spider-Man. And when anybody, you know, thinks of a Spider-Man game or wants to play a Spider-Man game, they don't want to play as fucking Miles Morales. Let's just be fucking honest. They don't want to play as Peter Parker, the only fucking Spider-Man that anybody cares about. Miles Morales is uninteresting, he's fucking boring, and he adds literally nothing to the game or the Spider-Man IP or universe other than to be like, wow, you guys, look, we have a black superhero, you guys. Oh my god, look how inclusive we are. Oh my god, the black Spider-Man. We're so creative, aren't we? Then we have Resident Evil Requiem, which doesn't even look like a Resident Evil game, and also Witcher 4, where they made Ciri into a disgusting hag, again to nobody's surprise because modern developers can't help themselves. Then we have Content Creator of the Year, which I know none of these people other than Kai Cenat and Moist Critical, which this is basically just a category for put these creators on your block list and do not recommend list because they are all shit. Then we have Best Esport Game with CS2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, and Valorant. I hate Riot and its player base, so hopefully either CS2 or Dota wins. Then we have Best Esports Athlete, which I don't know any of these people, and they are probably all cucks, let's just be honest. I mean, they just look like cucks, okay? Let's just keep it a $132. And finally, we have Best Esports Team. Again, I don't give a shit about any of these teams. And there we have it, the Game Awards categories and nominees for 2025. What a great year in gaming, you guys. What a great, amazing year.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out. Real talk.